Ich liebe Yorkshire. I wanted to welcome everyone to Live Before Lark. Hello, Alan. All right, there we go. I'm glad we canceled ourselves before we started. I hope to. I would love if Alan wrote something like super offensive in there, and he's like, "This dumbass will try to read it." So I hope that's what I'm rooting for. And then for if anybody's listening in podcast form, I mean, just good luck. Good luck. You'll have no idea what just happened. Excited to be back. We got game week 12. We got a fun one. I would like to thank the entire association, the NBA, for just ruling everyone out before noon. I feel like I got to got my stuff together early today, which was nice, except for Maxey, who supposedly was making out with Embiid, and that's why he's now questionable with an illness. But enough of that. We're joined by two of the studs of the space. We've got the stud of the North, and then the stud of the what is it across the pond? The stud of the pond? Yeah, I don't know. We got George.
That's the old-fashioned saying.
Yeah. George, how are we doing, man?
Yeah, I'm hyped. Consumed my entire body weight in Indian food about an hour ago, so maybe not feeling hyped, but I'm ready for the lock. Yeah,
it was great to get a message because I'm used to people, not you specifically, but just in general, getting a message about an hour before something, being like, "Hey, dude, tough news, not going to make it," and you were just like, No
tickets for you.
Yeah. They're like, no tough news. I've just consumed an entire restaurant.
Yeah, there we go.
Also, Alan said that's a pretty accurate impression of me, a Nebraskan speaking German. Anyways, that's incredible. TST, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. The Saturday news is trickling in, making this even more complicated, though. So that'll be fun to say through.
And what a beautiful transition. For those of you that don't like analysis, questions, answers, projections, injury news, but are here just for rare tier card giveaways, here you go. You have to like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag no BAM, because BAM has already been ruled out. Did not realize that while I had set my lineup, and I was like, ooh, this is pretty spicy, huh? And Jeb was like, hey, clown, BAM was ruled out hours ago. But like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag no BAM for your shot at winning a rare tier card, or if you come in fifth in this giveaway, we'll give you 25% off your next rare tier card giveaway. So like the stream, subscribe, but hashtag no BAM into the chat. All right, what we're going to do, if this is your first time here, welcome. Make sure you do all the things I just said. We are going to go over the injury news as fast as I can. It'll be me talking efficiently and quickly, hopefully, and then we will get into some of this analysis. And then towards the end, the back half of the show, we'll get into all of your questions, all of your answers. And as always, we're using Momentum Labs projections. And I have to say this every week, projections are a guide. They're not a religious document. Okay. So don't yell at me if somebody projects for 31 and they get 28, because I promise you, I don't care. All right, let's go over. I'll share screen and we'll look at underdog. There's Devin Booker. Look at Pretty Booker. He's been ruled out. So let's see it. Joel Embiid still got a little sickness. I saw a great tweet today that the sickness was Al Horford. Luka Doncic, he had a baby, so he's out tonight. Devin Booker's out. Victor Wembanyama's got a hip. which is good to know because by looking at him, you actually couldn't tell if he had hips. Jamal Murray had 1 game back. He's questionable. Julius Randle was a late addition to the injury report. He's questionable. Aaron Gordon's questionable. Paolo's been ruled in. Batum's been he's probable. Keldon's probable. Trey Murphy. We got a Trey Murphy sighting for the Pellies, which I think really only just impacts like Daniels, Hawkins, and Herb Jones. For some of the peripheral guys, let me just see. DeLon Wright, Ryan Rollins still out. You see Markelle Fultz, Wendell Carter Jr. still missing time. Maxey, who I didn't mention, I don't think on that list, but he's been added to that. We talked about him earlier. Daniel House is out. Looks like Jaden Springer is going to return. Porzingis is still going to miss some time. Christian Coloco, get Coloco out of your lineups. Xavier Tillman is questionable, which does impact like the Biombos of the world, and I guess David Roddy maybe a little bit as well. Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard, Jake LaRavia, Clark Adams, whatever, they're all out. Tim Hardaway Jr. is questionable. I think that matters a little bit. Let's see. We got Keldon Johnson is playing. He ends up being a solid play when we get to him. Jose Alvarado's questionable. Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. That's like, man, I really don't know what to do with that situation. And then last but not least, Devin Booker is out. TSC, do you have any of the Saturday stuff in front of you if you want to hit any of that? I just know Bam and Ant were the 2 off the top of my head.
Wiggins questionable. Tyrese Halliburton questionable.
Ooh.
Yeah. Brandon Miller's questionable.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is doubtful. Butler's probable. Out. We talked about that. Azar Thompson, his face is probable for Saturday.
Check Monty Williams though.
Yeah. I get Monty Williams doesn't like his face. That's why he is only probable. Boyan is probable. DeMar DeRozan is questionable. Van Vliet's going to play. Isaac is going to play tonight. That's Friday news. So yeah, that's the Saturday roundup so far. But it's
you mentioned
in right now.
You mentioned DeRozan. That reminded me Zach LaVine is going to miss a week or so, I believe they said. So he's still going to be out. So if DeRozan continues to miss time, go ahead. What were you going to say, George?
It's a tough look for the Bulls because now they can just lose games even worse without LaVine. So it's a tough one for them. Sorry.
I mean,
Ghost, if you're watching, I apologize, but it's a tough time out there.
Dude, R.I.P. Ghost. If you're watching, wait, why are you saying if you're watching? You said that, and then I just repeated it. The Bulls actually won the game without those guys. Maybe
that Caruso dagger. That was what it was.
Beautiful. All right, so that is a rundown of most of the injury news. Again, it's nice that we don't have a ton of questionable stuff. I think we're really just waiting on the Philly news is the big stuff, and then Denver as well. I guess before we dive into some of these projections, I don't know, any like overarching thoughts? There's no more IST, which means, more cards for less tournaments. So I feel like everything gets maybe a little bit more competitive, which is terrifying if you're in the rare streets. But I don't know, any overarching things you guys want to jump in on?
Yeah, I think
the floor is yours.
I think it's interesting just this like schedule because we have no Sunday games. So it means if a team has 2 games, it's a back-to-back. We got a couple of teams that are on a back-to-back from yesterday that only have 1 game. So and I think there's going to be quite a few that sit the second of the back-to-back. You got New Orleans on one, and they got like tons of people coming back from injury. There's no way CJ plays both games. Zion sat every back-to-back so far. And then, so I think that there's a lot of like, it's essentially a 1-game slate, and the teams with 2, you really want to be looking more at the backup.
Yeah, I think that's right. What about you, George? Anything?
Yeah, I think this is going to be one hell of a mess of a game week. I said this, an absolutely shameless plug coming right here. I said this when I had John on from Sorare on my channel. I just don't think there's many smash plays currently right now that you can predict. I think there's going to be random things that just currently come out of nowhere, or this is going to be the week where this is the Kendrick Nunn week of like,
the Kendrick Nunn week.
Something random is going to happen and you need to have it. Otherwise, you're totally screwed for. So this is going to be a car crash of it, I feel.
I'll tell you who it is. It's Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant is going to be this year's Kendrick Nunn.
Is it Thomas Bryant? Is that where we're going?
I have him. I have Thomas Bryant in a lineup. Or I think I'm going to have him in one. Yeah, it's funny. I'm going back and forth where I feel pretty uncomfortable almost every single week in the Rare Champion. The Rare Champion is so damn competitive. And if you don't, even if you have Jokic or Embiid, it's not a guarantee that you're going to compete. And I was like, man, I got AD, Kyrie, one of the few stars with 2 games that's probably going to play both. Got Zion in that lineup, Derrick Rose potentially. And I'm like, man, this is a good lineup. But then I look at it, I'm like, no, you know what? This is going to suck. This sucks just like every week sucks. For me anyways, not for you guys. You guys are the pros in here. I'm just the host. Let's dive into some of these projections over here on Momentum Labs. We'll do that now. Reminder, you can find a link to them in the show notes. Get behind that sweet paywall. The one thing I will say, this was updated last, let me do a quick refresh. I think as of like earlier today. So if it's any late breaking news, oh no, it did get updated just, wow. God, John Boy Beats, just the fucking best, dude. Got updated a few minutes ago. So we do have full updates. Do me a favor though, before we dive into it, like that stream, subscribe, put hashtag #NoBAM for your shot at a rare tier card giveaway. We got 59 entrants, 99 of you watching. I studied history, not math, so I can't figure out the difference between those two, but I know there's more people to participate in it, so go ahead and do that. We're also, just real quick, this new channel, just like 2 weeks old, we're up to 267 subs. No reason we can't be at 300 by the end of this show. There's no reason, except for the fact that maybe there's not enough of you here. But let's go into these projections. We're going to scroll down here at the bottom, work our way to the top again. I'm sure a lot of you have questions, and you know what? We will get to them, but not yet, because we're going to I will rifle through some of these from 0 to 10, and then I'll turn it over to you guys. If you guys have anything that like sticks out in those ranges, we'll work our way to the top, and then we'll go from there. All right. OMP, Olivier Maxence Prosper. It looks like he's in for the Dallas Mavericks. He's the rookie, their first round pick, I believe. Cap 4, projection of 7.3. God, whatever. I'm just going to say his name because he's projecting. I don't love it. Andre Jackson Jr., you got Zeke Naji. None of these guys in this range. I mean, Javon Carter is probably your best bet right here in this low range because all of the Bulls mess that we mentioned, and maybe DeRozan missing some more time. Oh, you can see TSC right there. Look, there's TSC. That's who he's got highlighted. I see over here we've got Seth Curry with a cap of 8 and a projection of 17. And then, God, what else? Rashawn Holmes. We got to stop talking about Rashawn Holmes. He does not. I disagree with this projection. And then in the 10 range, the best play here, we've seen, he's done this before. Jaden Hardy. Man likes to get buckets. How are we feeling? Let's start. We'll work our way from George to TSC. So, George, in that like 0 to 10 range, is there anybody that you're like must play, need to have it?
I mean, I mentioned at the start that this was going to be an absolute car crash for game week, and my mouse has decided to just randomly die on me. So I was going to click to my tabs where I had this selected. I remember 0 to 10 range. I mean, I have a Javon Carter. I'm going to play him. The Nozat Levine makes sense at an L10 of 7. And then Simeone Fontecchio from the Jazz. I'm not going to go full Italian on this one here. I think he has an L10 of 10. And he should get some decent minutes. I think he's projecting like 35, which isn't happening. But I think in that range, I don't want to go out and buy a Jaden Hardy for like 30 quid and then lose all of that money 1 week later when Doncic and Kyrie are back. But for me, they're going to be my smash hits. I think Thomas Bryant's obviously going to be a good one, but I'm not sure how high the ceiling is on Thomas Bryant regardless. No. And I'm not accepting Seth Curry as an option. Don't do that. I don't care. Momentum Labs, I'm sure is great. Don't pick Seth Curry.
What about you, TST? Anything popping off there?
Peyton Watson has a little interest to me, just because they're all their injuries and stuff. I doubt that they're going to be playing both games over there. Who was the other one? And the little one that's like not projecting that well, but just keep your eye on Vezenkov on the Kings.
Ooh, Sasha.
Yeah.
Alexander, not Sasha. I thought it was Sasha Vezenkov.
No, he has 2 names. And
love that.
One's listed sometimes Alexander, and the other one starts with an S. I don't know if it's
Sasha. I think it's Sasha.
Yeah. But he started the second half for Chris Duarte just because Chris Duarte was sucking.
Dude, Chris Duarte sucks.
So projections probably wouldn't make up for that just yet because all those players that were playing those minutes are still like available from a health perspective. So he's like kind of like an under the radar one that I would point out.
Wow, I look at that. I love that. We're going over projections and TST's like, I don't need your projections. I know ball.
And then he's gonna have 4 minutes. And
well, no, you know what I like about this though? He still plays. Like even if that's not true about Duarte, he still comes out there and plays, and that dude chucks. Like he just throws shots up. I agree with you.
Quickly. He's
got a good trigger. I also agree with George about Seth Curry. Like, I mean, I guess if your roster is like, man, I just need one more piece and I have Seth Curry, then yes, plug him in. But I wouldn't be like, huh, Steph actually sucks. I'm a Seth guy. Like I wouldn't lean into that, you know?
Won't Seth's best game happen when Luka plays too?
Right. He's just a catch and shoot guy.
Yeah, like if he's ever gonna go off, it's gonna be like Kyrie sitting and Luka playing.
Yeah.
The only highlights I've seen of Seth Curry so far this season is him vaping in his car. So that's all.
That was not Seth Curry. That was fake news.
Have I been NBA sentineled? Is that what's happened to me? For God's sake!
You had been sentineled. But it was a funny one. Yeah, I think my favorite thing was like Seth Curry's not driving a Nissan. I think that was my favorite. All right, let's. You never know. He's sensible. All right, let's keep. We all agree on the Richaun Holmes stuff. Like we're done with that. That was fun while it lasted.
That's so game week 8.
Hey, yeah, it's in the past. You're living in the past.
I don't know. Back to back.
Yeah, but it's Derek Lively. The dude's like 14.
Yeah, but he's been banged up. They love sitting back to backs when they've been banged up.
Antonio, it's because it's Jeff Green, Antonio. That's why. His projection's low because it's Jeff Green. Do you know how many guys have to be out? All right, let's keep going. People talking about how Clay is washed. Love the chat. Let's go at 11 here. Io DeSumo, he's got a cap of 11 and projection of 16, and his counterpart Max Christie also popping over there, same exact cap and projection. And then it's like a dead zone until we get to 13. And then there's 2 names that I hate. Derrick Rose and Chetty Osman. It's Chetty season for the San Antonio Spurs. And I swear to God, I think it's Doug McDermott every single time I'm watching the game. And I'm like, who's this white guy? And I'm like, Dougie McBuckets. It's like, no, the Turkish Dougie McBuckets. George, you're gonna say something? Sorry, it looked like
I heard Derrick Rose. You saying that you hate Derrick Rose? Is that what you're saying then?
Yeah, I'm playing him.
Well, I mean, I was going to say I don't normally do this, but when you mentioned that you had Thomas Bryant, I was like, damn, how much did you pick him up for? Went and searched you on Sorare and saw you paid £30 for a Derrick Rose. So I'm like, wait, what camp are you sitting on here, Mike?
Yeah, but I did some. It was some. Oh, that was the Hey, thank you, IST Rewards, baby. Oh. IST Rewards gave me a little Derrick Rose. There's something about withdrawing less than.
Wait, you got your money?
Yeah, dude, just hit refresh, baby. Come on, aren't you in the Sorare Discord just grinding, trying to level up my role?
I don't want to hit refresh. It still is bugged for me and says.
Oh, you still don't know where you finished?
I'm not getting any money, but I was getting $1,200 for like a couple of hours, so that was great.
Wait, did you drop out of the money completely?
I was so far out of it. I think I was like 550th in the end, so I didn't even get the $20. I came 8th in the final week. And I was so far out of even $20. Do you know how much of a tease it is to go from 1,200 to nothing? Because
you know what I hope happens though for you, George. That's enough Twitter engagement from people tagging you that maybe Elon starts shipping you $4 or $5 a week. You know?
Yeah, that like seeing all of them being like, oh yeah, my guy got 20th, and I'm like, yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that, dude. I've got nothing. That's what's actually happened. So
it
was the thought that counts. It was the thought that counts.
That's so funny, Antonio. I'm sorry about Jeff Green. Listen, if Jeff Green cooks, and then it's egg on my face, so don't listen to me. But anyways, Chetty and Rose both project really well. I actually do think they're fine plays. Like I don't want to. I don't like playing them, but I think they're fine plays. Scoot Henderson, we've talked about every single week since the season started. I'm not going to do it now. Malachi Branham, again, because of all the Spurs stuff, is fine. Josh Green is somebody talked about in value hunting, cap of 14, projection of 21. You got Jordan Goodwin, who stepped into a nice role. And then with Booker out, he's obviously going to pop. Trey Lyles, another dude we talked about at value hunting. Let me just scroll up quickly. Zaire Williams, Grant Williams, both project nicely. Najee Marshall's back from injury. Caleb Martin with all the Miami shit going on. And then Naz Reid, Terrence Mann. Let me see anybody. And that's basically it from that 10 to 20. TST, I'll go to you first this time. Anybody in that range that you're like, gotta have it?
Gotta have it. I don't know about that. Like that I have it. Josh Green.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose, I think I actually like, he's, get the use out of Derrick Rose before everyone comes back and he never plays again all year.
Before it's too late.
Yeah. Kind of like Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Oh, I didn't even talk about with no, most likely no, with no Ant Edwards. Keep going.
That could be something. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it. That was my last one there.
Yeah. What about you, George? In that range, what tickles your?
there's no one that this is the steaming pile of mediocrity range. This is the range where you buy someone and then in like a week fundamentally regret that decision. So I think Naz Reid is a potential option.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm like, I don't really want him for the future. And this is the whole premise of at the minute. I don't want to buy people just for one game week. So I haven't gone out. So I'm going to be like sticking to my guns and playing like Sam Hauser on an L10 of 20. Like that's where I'm currently at this week. So
this range is like my high school transcripts where it was like, it's just to get by, but you're not investing in anybody's future. Certainly not mine.
C's get degrees, baby.
C's get degrees, and we move on. Bassey with no Wemby. I know there's been a lot of Bassey talk. Listen, if you could figure out Pop, all the power to you, man. But he's got a cap of 12 and a projection of 11. Let's give it a little bit of a boost. Let's say it's a projection of 14. I don't know if Bassey has that ceiling because I do think, and we'll get to some of these Spurs here in a second. I just would much rather click Collins, Keldon, Vassell, Sohan, like almost in that order too. The problem we're going to run into with this game, and I've been dealing with this with like underdog drafts, is that the Pellies should beat them by 100, right? With no Wemby? So, and on a back-to-back for them. So if you are a Bassey believer and you're like, I think the Pelicans are going to win by 22, then I love it, lock and load. But if you think this is a competitive game, I think I would stay away from it. Okay, cool.
me and TSD were in complete silence then because I had nothing to add on that one there. Nothing to add.
Andrew Wiggins, I'm just gonna shout him out. It's been like 5 more game weeks. He's been playing so well. His cap's gone from 16 to 20. He's also jammed his finger in the side of a car door, and you can't make
what that's what it's
Yeah, it literally was. It's like straight out of a like Wile E. Coyote cartoon. Like,
oh my god. And he wonders why Canada basketball won't have him back.
Yeah, you see Jaden Ivey's caps up to 21 and projection of 13. You can't play any Pistons anymore. If you get Cade Cunningham, maybe Marcus Sasser, nobody else. The Pistons, honestly, Monty Williams, you can go. In the words of Elon Musk to Bob Iger, just go fuck yourself because what you are doing to these Detroit young guys is killing me. Why is JBB talking? Okay. I get this joke. He's saying that George is John Boy Beats. I was like, what is going on here? All right. Let me wait. Somebody said Grant Williams. I'm sorry if I didn't talk about him enough. Cap of 16, projection of a 20. All right. Let me do 20 to 30 quickly here. Mo Wagner, Derek Lively. Both of those guys project a little bit better. You got Klay Thompson. But in the 23 range, you see Al Horford and Walker Kessler both pop a little bit here. Walker Kessler's minutes you're still going to deal with though. So keep that in mind. In the 25 range, Buddy Hield, Chris Middleton. 26, you see Tim Hardaway Jr. is questionable. Zach Collins, I do like Cole Anthony, who made the thumbnail. I think is pretty solid. Kobe White, Keegan Murray. Let me get up here. Derek White and Eric Gordon both project pretty well. We should talk Suns, I guess, here in a second. And then Drew Holiday, Jaren Jackson Jr. Round out the 30 range. You see Darius Garland and Jalen Duren. Back to you, George, this time. How are we feeling about this 20 to 30 range? Is this a little bit better for you?
I think in terms of where we are, again, I just think this week in general is really tough for L10s and like more of an upbeat one. I think my favorite pick in the 20 to 30 range, though, is Jaren Jackson Jr. And I know I'm going for a Grizzlies guy right now, and the Grizzlies absolutely hoon. But I think in the 2 games that he's currently got, Jaren Jackson Jr., if he gets a couple of blocks, he's terrified of playing as like the only star on a team. Like he always needs someone else with him, I always feel. But if he can get a couple of blocks and get going a little bit earlier, I think he's my favorite pick. Outside of that, I really like Cole Anthony as well, but I don't have a Cole Anthony. I don't want to go and pay the price for a Cole Anthony right now. And I think if we're going off from there, I said I like Zubac just because the Warriors never deal well with anyone of size. And the Clippers, again, are a bit iffy, but they'd be my 3 picks in and around this area.
I like that. Zubac is a fun one, too. I just feel like if he got more minutes, he'd be a 50 fantasy point guy. But he's so efficient when he's out there, and he's just bodying people. What about you, TSC? What about you in that range?
Yeah, I like Jaren Jackson Jr. I also, where is this cat? Kobe White at 27. I don't mind. You don't love it, but if you have it, you can be kind of happy to have him right now. Zach Collins at 26, I really like with Wemby out.
Yeah.
And then there is one more. Who am I missing? Oh, definitely Al Horford at a 23. Use him, or I don't know if he's really popping off sell wise, because Porzingis is supposed to come back for the in-season tournament game. So that's one. And there's another one. Was it Jordan Hawkins? Where's Jordan Hawkins at?
I can pull up Hawkins. Timmy Hardaway. Thank you, Jeb. Tim Hardaway Jr. is out tonight, which then, Seth Curry season. Hawkins cap at 24, projection at 28.5.
I like him because of not the first game, but the second game. And I think, you're going to have CJ sit. You're going to have Zion sit. You're going to have Trey Murphy sit. So you're going to have a better game, a lot of more minutes or usage in the second round for him, or the second game. Sorry.
I like that. Why don't we, instead of going 30 to 50 together, and going over all that, since we're 25 minutes in already, do you guys want to just like highlight a couple? I'll do this as well in that like 30 to 45 range, because I think once we get to that point, it's a lot of like, I guess if I have Darius Garland, I'm going to play Darius Garland, or if I have Nick Claxton, I'm going to play Nick Claxton. But is there anybody that like really sticks out to you this week, like favorite plays? I feel bad putting you guys on the spot, so if anybody has one, just rip it.
I like Franz at 33.
There you go. Franz going to cap at 33, projection at 39.5. Also has the Wizards tonight, lit the Wizards up in their first game. I think he went for like 42 or something like that. So we do like that for Franz.
I don't mind Brandon Ingram at 40, just because I think he'll play both games when the rest of his team won't.
Yeah.
He hasn't been projecting well, but I mean, I'm going to run on this sort of ethos of still attacking the Bucks with guards. And Trae Young is he's someone that can go off if he has no one playing defense on him. So he's one that's potentially there. It's a bit more risky because obviously you want to go for guys that have got the really high projections in that.
I mean, we saw it last night, though. I think that's a great call, George. We saw what he could do last night. I think he dropped like 76 or something like that.
Yeah, I think that game can be one for him. I think DeJounte Murray's fit and healthy to play as well. So either or on the guards on that sense. But outside of that, I mean, Kyrie obviously for tonight should be primary ball handler, should be a Kyrie show. And I mean, he's playing the Grizzlies as well, so it's not like there's going to be much defense that's on him. So I think Kyrie is almost into territory of nearly like you could run him as an MVP, but you can get him in there as a second option. So I think that's probably a good pick.
You know what? That's a great transition, because what we're going to do before we get into questions and answers is build my lineups together, and you guys can get 10% of my rewards. Go ahead, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag no ban. We got 125 of you. In order to qualify for this, we'll give away a rare tier card at the end of the show. All you have to do is like the stream, subscribe to it, put hashtag no ban, because Bam Adebayo is out. I'm going to quickly go to my rare champion, and we'll start right there. I'm going to delete this lineup just so we can do it fresh, because I do have Thomas Bryant now. So I have Maxey here who's questionable, Bam who's already been ruled out. So my first two clicks, let me zoom in a little bit, are Kyrie, obviously, and then I think AD is the next one. And then I think it's Zion. I know Zion has 2 games, but we're just going to click Zion next. And we know we have Derrick Rose in here. We also, and this is where I was struggling. Like I could go Derrick Rose and Buddy, Kyle Lowry, or Giddey, right? Or we could go off of Derrick Rose, go down to our friend Thomas Bryant, and then that gets us all the way up to, now that puts Eric Gordon, Devin Vassell, DeAndre Ayton in play. And I guess, like, what is your favorite combo here? Is it Bryant and one of, I love Devin Vassell, but I have a blind spot for it. Like, I think he's the second best player on the Spurs, and I hate Greg Popovich for how he's using him. But Bryant and Vassell and Ayton, because I think they are the 2 better plays than Eric Gordon, or the other way where it's like Giddey, Lowry, or Buddy. I think Buddy projects the best out of those 2 or those 3 with Derrick Rose. How do we feel?
Does the fact that Halliburton might not play change anything for the Buddy?
Ooh, I forgot about that. That probably gives Buddy a higher ceiling and a lower floor, right?
Higher ceiling and a lower floor, yeah.
I mean, I'd be leaning on DeAndre Ayton and Thomas Bryant for that one. I know I've said about Thomas Bryant, where's his ceiling realistically at, but I think that would be the option that I go primarily just because I think Ayton could be quite good this week and all. But I think actually, if in terms of Halliburton's out, I have an Andrew Nemhard that I've completely forgot about. And it could be Andrew Nemhard normally has like one good game before Christmas off of last year as well. So I might just jog me in memory. So thank you very much.
I actually like that. The one thing I do like if I go Bryant and Ayton is that it does free up a lot of those guys for. So say we do that closed. We're not going to share it. I shared it with you. If we go to rare contender, we can just start right away with somebody like Derrick Rose and honestly Trey Lyles, because I do like Trey Lyles quite a bit. And then that gives me like a pretty solid, like all of a sudden we've got Buddy.
You're not looking at Derrick Jones Jr.?
Not over. Well, because of all the Mavs being out?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
what's his cap at? You flew by there.
19.
My.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I mean, because this seems pretty solid, right? So this, I mean, Rose, right?
I just love that you're saying it's solid, and your first two are Rose and Lyles.
Rose and Lyles, Buddy, Evan Pascal, and Eric Gordon. Would you play? This is a fun one, I think. Would you play Kyle Lowry over either of Buddy or Gordon? Or Josh Giddey. I mean, either. I guess like rank Giddey, Lowry, Gordon, and Buddy. I think Buddy's number one.
Yeah. The little Buddy and Lowry, it's the same game. That's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But like, does their pace die down without Halliburton? And then that game's less fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just played, right? And there was like super high pace. And then Miami came back and everything. And I don't think Lowry had that great of a game, but Bam will have been out from the beginning now. I kind of like the just stacking that game a little bit.
I like it. George, you have any takes over there?
I'm not a big Buddy Hield fan on Sorare in general.
Ooh.
So whatever you can do to not play Buddy Hield.
I do kind of like Kyle Lowry. What I like about Lowry is sometimes he hits 5 threes. I mean, he can give you just fucking zeros. Like I do know that, but like for the most part, 41.
He's had some good games.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that. Damn.
Yeah, so I do think Lowry is a must. I do like the correlation there. So I am going to roll with Buddy, and because I paid for him.
So I've just breaking news from my favorite Summer League Bear. Beads out. That means That means my Paul Reed rare purchase this morning to the moon is where that's going.
If Tyrese is out too, everybody's got to play Tobias Harris.
And you have to not play Celtics
because of the blowout.
Yeah.
Or does that mean that it really is that Sam Hauser season really coming in?
Oh yeah, dude.
I want to see Blake Griffin on a 10.
You got to play all the white Celtics. You got to play all the white Celtics.
Yeah, Peyton Pritchard, Sammy Hauser, Luke Cornett, ride or die, baby. Wow, and beat out. That's crazy. I need to see something real quick just to see how exposed I am to Joel Embiid tonight here in Underdog. Let's see. Is it a big number? It's not as bad as I thought it was. Oh wait, no, that's because it's not including. It's not. All right here. Oh yeah, it is. 25%, baby.
Ooh.
Man.
Tyrese Maxey, game time decision. Coach Nurse said he's struggling. So I wouldn't say that that's sounding positive.
No, I don't.
This is going to be a big old Tobias Harris game. Even Nick Batum's a game time decision now. So
wow. That was the game I was excited to watch. ESPN right now, punch in the air. They're so mad that this is going to be the game. It's going to be over me. They should be able to just, someone's saying Rocco. Yeah, it might be Rocco season.
Is this the type of time when where Sorare is right now as well? Do I play my Paul Reed in a competition or do I flip him for the profit? Because I got him for like 20 quid. He'll go up to like 35, 40. So it's minuscule. Like it's good percentage wise, but it's not really massive amounts of money in the scheme of things.
Yeah,
is this a week where you cash in or do I put him in like a contender lineup?
He would have to 10x for me to sell it, I think. You know what I mean?
I mean, if he reaches 10x, that's near like Jason Tatum rare level at this rate at the moment. So God, I think it's not. I don't think that's going to happen for me, unfortunately.
Prices are so bad.
Are they bad, or is this an opportunity, Mike? You got to
don't do that.
Glass half full or glass half empty is what we're
listen, I will show you all my Top Shot buys 8 months in. Now's the perfect time to get into rare. I know I would play Paul Reed, but I mean, I don't know. It depends. You also have a good gallery, so I could see being like, maybe I just get something back here. All right, let's do this. Let's like the stream, subscribe, hashtag no bam, and then we'll get into some of these questions here as we still get about 25 minutes or so. Hopefully we get some more injury news. We're up to 280 subs too. We'd love to see that. So start firing in your questions. I'll pull up the Momentum Labs one more time, and let's see what we got. Nurkic or Triple J? That's a fun one to start at here. Nurk, who, is all over the place but is in a great spot tonight. They've got 2 games this week. Cap of 32, projection of 33. Jaren Jackson Jr., who I knew is one of our favorite plays, got a cap of 29 and projection of 35. George, I feel like you lean Triple J. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going for that block party, and plus Nurkic will get injured inside 10 minutes. So, yeah, do that.
That's true. People asking about Luka. He did have a baby. There's no guarantee he's going to play the next game. But I would say everyone that's had a kid has played the second game so far.
I think he's going to, considering it's a home game as well, I think it's a home game against OKC, right? He 100% plays that game. He'll drop like 45, and then there'll be like an arm sleeve with the, like baby's initials. That's what I'm calling it.
That's great. It's also fun, like if he doesn't play, we can be like, wow, dude, Zion's built different. Trae Young built different. All right, let's see. Ibrahim says Draymond Green and Şengün or Cammy Thomas and DeJounte Murray for contender. I just feel like Şengün's ceiling right now is just bonkers. And I hate playing Draymond because he's like Ben Simmons, but just louder. I think I lean Şengün and Draymond. What do you do here, TSC?
Ooh. I think Draymond. What's Draymond at?
Draymond's got a cap of 25 with a projection of 27. Şengün a cap of 41 with a projection of 41. Murray has a cap of 36 with a projection of 37. Who's the fourth one again? Cam Thomas. Ooh, I almost started Google voicing somebody. Cam Thomas he's got a cap of 32, the projection of 27. But Cam Thomas is going to score 27 real points. So
I think it's the second one for me.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm going the first one. So
yeah, I'd go the first one. I think Şengün and Davis is going to be a bit of an interesting one, but it's hard for me to feel sorry for Draymond being compared to Ben Simmons there, Mike. I can't lie, but you've made me do it somehow.
I mean, you do bring up a good point. Every good big man has just lit up AD this year, so
which is crazy, right? Because he's like the best defensive big. Also, Şengün's amazing. Like Şengün's been on a heater.
I think there's a video about that.
Yeah, and that was poorly written by AI, and I didn't make any adjustments. Trash European. Mike Conley and Trey Lyles or Mark. Oh man, are we asking Marcus Morris questions? But listen, Mark. When last time Embiid missed a game, Marcus Morris Sr. started. I don't know. George, do you have any takes on this one? I'll look these up. I haven't looked at Conley at all. He's got a cap of 26 and projection 27. How are you feeling about it?
Well, I mean, I'm just waiting personally for the Porter Jr. drop because I thought that's what we kind of do on these sort of shows. But it'd be Porter Jr. is where I'd go.
Marcus Morris has a cap of 7 and a projection 7, but Porter does project really well. He's got a cap of 34 and a projection 35. I feel bad doing it when Kevin Porter Jr. is always in it, but you know what? Listen, man, when you sometimes
when
just
in Rome,
do it.
When in Rome.
The Porters, we share the crowd of up and down performers, throwing things and buzzer beater corners, and one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
Alberto's saying Shea or Luka. I feel like I would take Shea in this case, where I feel like their ceilings are. I mean, obviously, I think Luka's ceiling is a little bit higher, but knowing that Shea's going to play versus hoping Luka plays the second game, I think I would just go Shea. All right, we've talked about Josh Green. I guess we really haven't talked about Paul Reed's projection here. Kim's saying Josh Green or Paul Reed. Let's say, so right now his cap's 14, his projection of 13.5. That was assuming Embiid plays. Let's bump it up to a cap of 14, projection of 21. How about that? Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Who are we taking between, and both of you can answer this, Paul Reed or Josh Green?
Josh Green.
Ooh.
Paul Reed, and buy him on the marketplace right now. There we go.
That's great. That was well done. Whether you agree that it's Paul Reed or not, I really appreciate that answer. I think that's pretty close. I think Josh Green is weirdly safer, probably, but I'd be happy if that was the decision I had to make. Anthony Black, who, listen, I know Anthony Black is a rookie and he's fun and he's starting. He is not really starting, though. He is starting in name and name only, and then Cole Anthony comes out there and does his thing. He's going to cap a 7 and a projection of 10. It's going to be Carter for me. I don't know. Is anybody taking the Anthony Black side of things there?
No, sir.
No, I feel like Javon Carter's projection is like pretty timid there too. Like I think you could easily bump that up 4 or 5 points, especially if Levine misses another game. How's Reggie looking, says AFC Red. So Jamal's back, but he's not like fully back. He's got a cap of 24 with a projection of almost 27, which makes me a little bit nervous. And you also wanted to look up Jonas Valanciunas, who has a cap of 34 and a projection of 36. So there you go. All right, here we go. We just talked about Marcus Morris a second ago and that Michael Porter Jr. thing. I mean, I don't know. Nobody has a Mo Bamba take here, right? No. All right, TSC.
Mo Bamba, that's a throwback. That's almost. I might get a bowl projection out soon. Then if we're going Mo Bamba routes,
right? No, that's like Kevin O'Connor in the chat, just pumping that up. All right, this is for you, TSC. Grant Williams and Goodwin, who we've talked about both of their projections, and then Zubac and, as George pronounced, Fontecchio.
Grant Williams and Goodwin.
Yeah, I think so for me as well. Although I do like Simone. And we do like, I think that's actually a good one. This is like a good 2v2 because I think all 4 of those guys project pretty solid. I think I lean Grant Williams and Goodwin too, just because we've seen Goodwin like drop 50 with no Booker, not 50 real points, but fantasy points, because he's like a good steal guy too. George, I'll give you this one. So we talked about Nickeil Alexander-Walker a little bit. We've got Zion and Nah, or John Collins, who's been doing fine without Lauri Markkanen, but the Utah Jazz and offense in general is pretty bad. John Collins and DeAndre Ayton dominating. Excuse me. How are we feeling about those two?
I'm going the dominating route. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like I think Booker's out tonight, but he's back. Is that what it was? Is he out?
He is out tonight. Yeah.
Not that makes a difference in any case. I'm just thinking of that was a throwback, Brayman. There's my one blunder that I'm going to go through in terms of that's what I'm going to blame on that mountain of Indian food. No, I'm going to go for dominating route. That's where I'd go down. I think you'll have a good one.
I like that. Yeah, that's pretty close to me too. I think Zion obviously is the highest of upsides, but listen, the last time you called Ayton, I didn't play him, and I think he dropped like 60 so rare points. So you say Ayton, I'm playing Ayton from here on out. Trent, we talked about Kobe White earlier. We didn't really talk about Goga, who has been pretty solid, but his cap has climbed up to 27. He's got a projection of 25. I'm not even going to let anybody answer this one because Kobe White is right there, cap of 27, projection of 33. And you get the added bonus of maybe Levine missing some time. I'm just going Kobe White, and we'll click and move on. Let me catch up. Wow, Fox or Tatum, says Louise. Let's go. TST, how are we feeling about these two guys as I pull up their projections?
I feel like you have to say Tatum. Who are the Kings playing? They're on a back-to-back, and they're playing.
They are on a back-to-back?
Well, didn't they play yesterday?
No. They played 2 nights ago against the Clippers.
2 nights ago? Wow, everything's blurring together.
They play tomorrow night against the Denver Nuggets, who will be on a back-to-back.
That's why maybe a back.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I got you.
Thanks, man. Well, I think you got to go Fox because of blowout potential with the Celtics, right?
Go ahead, George.
Sorry, the random one that's just popped into my head as well, because I'm just looking at my lineups now and my galleries for it, and with this Phillies, with the Phillies and Celtics game, Jaden Springer a play. I think he's terrible. I think if we're looking blowout territory, he's going to be the guy that benefits the most in terms of minutes here, right? It's not going to be like Melton's not going to get an extended run. It's going to fall down to Springer if he's playing.
Springer, Rocco, like all of those types of guys. I like the Springer call a lot. Yeah, I agree with you too. I think Fox's ceiling feels higher than Tatum's just in general right now. And not that's just to speak to how well De'Aaron Fox is playing. So I think I lean with you on Fox there. Cemet saying Draymond Green, Franz Wagner, Mobley. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Draymond and Franz Wagner, or Evan Mobley and Shaedon Sharpe. I mean, Shaedon Sharpe is off. He was on a heater the other night. He was awesome against the Cavs. I think he dropped 29 and 10. We've talked about Draymond a little bit. We talked about Franz as a play. We haven't talked about Mobley. George, you want to take this one? You have a lean there?
I think Franz Wagner this week is a really, really good play. In terms of where the Magic have been, they got 2 games this week as well. I'll be putting him probably in either the contender or champion lineup. I'm not sure where I'll fit him in, but I think if I'm going to pick anyone in this sort of routes in this car crash of a game week, I think he's one of the safer ones, and that isn't game week advice per se. Don't come sue me if it fails.
No, or sue. We like lawsuits here at Team Hold. Okay. Real quick, just a reminder, there's 146 of you here. We'd love to see that on the new channel. Do me a favor. Ooh. We are giving away a rare tier card, and you have to do 3 things in order to qualify. We're going to be here for 15 more minutes. In order to qualify, like the stream, you have to subscribe to the channel and then put hashtag no BAM into the chat. It won't collect it in the chat if you haven't liked and subscribed already. So like, subscribe, hashtag no BAM, because as who was it? Hamish, I think, just realized that Bam is out. He was asking a question about Bam. Yeah. Oh, shit. Wait, is Bam out? Yes, Bam is out. I like that we're learning stuff through giveaways. All right, back to the projections and questions. I'm going to try to catch us up. We'll go a little bit faster. TST for you. This is Dennis. Says Nurk and Christian Brown, who I think gets a little bit of a ding with Jamal Murray back, or J-Dub and Rocco for champion. Love the context here, Dennis. So J-Dub and Rocco or Nurk and Brown.
Oh, I'm for champion.
Yep, champion.
Brown, Jalen Williams and Rocco. I think I'm going Nurk and Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you just hope Brown
game. Second game of for the Denver.
I like that, George. This one you don't even need to care about cap. Says Zeely. He says Jaden Hardy, Paul Reed, Derrick Rose, and Thomas Bryant. Zeely, how many
this
fucking
is for
cards
street ball? This is for street ball,
or maybe it's just like his contender lineup is so set because all those caps are pretty close, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, from a completely unbiased viewpoint, I think Paul Reed right now is a really good price on the marketplace. But apart from that, I would probably go. In all seriousness, I think I'd go Paul Reed and Hardy. I think they'd be the 2 that I'd trust. And then also, if you buy those 2, they probably have a use again this season at some point. Yeah. I'm not sure Thomas Bryant and Derrick Rose potentially.
Definitely not Derrick Rose. I totally agree with you. Hardy and Reed, I think they have the highest ceiling and highest likelihood of being needed again. David, I'll take this one. David, what's the play take? What's the play take? The risk on Luka playing the second game or just play AD? Again, man, it depends like how happy you feel with your lineup. If you're like, man, this lineup could really take first place if Luka gets 70, then you roll the dice and play Luka. I think 4 out of 10 times Luka is the highest scoring player on a slate, and maybe 1 out of 10 times AD is. So
well, that doesn't. You're just not counting Jokic being the highest scorer 9 out of 10 times, right?
That's true.
We're just not counting Jokic.
I forgot you did that graphic. I forgot. Well, no, I was given. Okay, I should say 40 out of 100. I guess it's probably more like 2.5 out of 10 for Luka. Anyways, I'd play AD, but I own AD, so that's
is Shake Milton a potential look if Anthony Edwards is out playing the Hornets? Do we think that it gets down to Milton, or
what did he play?
He plays every now and then, like minutes when
he comes off the bench quite consistently, but he's not had one of those. Like Shake Milton normally will have like a game where he's like, "Oh, I'm actually really good," and then he just goes into like the fades away. Yeah, and we've not seen that yet this year. So I'm wondering if that potentially could come.
I know Borland cashed in with him this week on a limited contender or a limited champion, I think. And I think he had 19 this game week. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think I'm like going out of my way to get Shake, but if I have Shake, I'm definitely like, okay, good. It's you know what? I feel about Shake the same way I feel about Landry Shamet when somebody's out for the Wizards. If I got him, I'll play him because I know Landry's going to get out there and run around. I'm never buying Landry Shamet. So much COVID needs to run through the Wizards locker room before I'm buying Landry Shamet. Like coaches need to get it. All right, let's see. I tried to catch us up. I said we were going to go fast, and then I'm behind. So we'll go rapid real quick. I'm going to answer like 5 in a row. Kobe White or Goga? Let's give me Kobe White. Gilram says Tobias or Claxton. You got to go Tobias with all of this nude news. Boatsy's asking Paul Reed or Pajemski. Give me Paul Reed. Jameson saying Luka, Bain, and Martin or Mitchell, Harris, and Collins. It's not. I honestly don't think it's close. I think it's you just hope Luka plays. It's Luka, Bain, and Caleb Martin. There we go. And then, all right, let's see how far. I'm so far behind. All right, I got to catch up. Buddy Hield Pick 2. Buddy Hield and Trey Jones, Zaire Williams, or Sadiq Bey and Tyus. Okay. Gonzalo, I feel like you've done this before where I need a doctoral degree in order to figure this out. Pick 2. Buddy and Trey Jones, Zaire Williams, or Sadiq Bey and Tyus Jones. So is it Buddy and Trey or Zaire or Sadiq? I don't know. Come back to me, Gonzalo. All right. Does Embiid play? No. Lou Weed? What? No. Bain or Porter Jr.? There's a good one. Are we all in agreement? This is Desmond Bain here?
Yes.
Don't have recency bias.
Yeah, Desmond Bain is. I know he's looked bad, but Desmond Bain. With somebody we didn't talk about is Bryce McGowens, who has started for LaMelo being out, and was like decent in the first quarter of last night's game. It's going to cap a 9 with a projection of 6.6. Let's say we boost that to 12. Are you still? So say he's a cap a 9 projection of 12. Are we still taking Thomas Bryant over McGowens here?
I guess
yes.
so.
Yeah, Bryant can like get rebounds. It makes me a little bit. That makes me feel better.
I've got one more. Like not smash, but like this essentially. How much of a blowout do we think the Celtics are going to win by tonight against my Sixers? Is Kenyon Martin Jr. Is KJ Martin? Are we going? Is that how far down we're going to go? L10 of 8.
I mean, why not? If you're playing Springer, you're playing Martin. You know, I can't wait for the Sixers to win by 15.
Tobias Harris to drop 65 points.
Yeah.
Bang. Yes.
They're like the Robert Covington game. All right, I know I missed some. I apologize. Best play of a cap of 14 or lower here. I think it's going to be in the 13 range, actually, but I'll start with 14. Oh, no, Josh Green. It's probably Josh Green with a cap of 14. Chetty with a cap of 13 and projection of 22, and then Derrick Rose. I guess between those, right? Josh Green, Chetty Osman, Derrick Rose. George, who are you taking?
Out of those, I would be taking Josh Green. I think Paul Reed, like not even joking, I think Paul Reed is 14. I think he'd be a decent option for you. And then maybe one of the Spurs lot, like I don't want to say Champagne or Malachi Branham, but there's options around there as well if you've got them in your gallery.
Branham is. I like Branham.
Drew Eubanks. Drew Eubanks was 14. He has 2 games, and Nurkic won't play in a back-to-back many minutes, I don't think. So Drew Eubanks
I love like the voodoo you're putting on Nurkic tonight. Like,
I'm doing this. He's going to play like 38 minutes a night. That's how it's going to go. But
I know. Speaking of Nurkic, I won't let George answer this one. TST, Nurkic and Grant Williams or Triple J and Nah?
Didn't we already do this one?
Did we?
It sounds eerily familiar. No,
I know we did a Triple J, and maybe we did. Maybe people are just like asking it again. That's how far behind I am. David Roddy or Malachi Branham for contender. I'll take that one. I'm going to say Branham. All right, Jamie, here we go. We like these big picture dart throws. Here it is. DeAndre Jordan and Reggie Jackson season. Wait, is it DeAndre Jordan and Reggie Jackson season again with Denver on a back-to-back? All right. Do we think so? Jamal Murray very likely is going to sit one of these 2 games. So Reggie Jackson, lock and load. DeAndre Jordan, we might be stretching. We might be going to yoga, some hot Pilates to try to make this work, right?
Yeah.
Also, I think it's hot yoga, not hot Pilates.
Yes, it's definitely hot yoga.
It's also like even if the exact same lineup played again, it does not mean DeAndre Jordan's going to do that again.
No.
But Reggie Jackson could take the same amount of shots.
Also, and for anyone that watched
dribble the same amount of time.
He's going to dribble a lot.
And wear the same amount of accessories. That's
and also, for anybody that tuned in for last live before lock, we might not have won you rewards, but if you owned Reggie Jackson, you are fucking welcome, because the conversation we had around that was like, we were like, the guy we're playing is Reggie Jackson because he already thinks he's Michael Jordan. He's going to be like, finally, my time to shine. So I would lean Reggie. I would not play him. All right, last spot here. Derrick Rose or Paul Reed. I'm not letting George answer this one either. TST, who are you taking here? Derrick Rose or Paul Reed?
Derrick Rose.
Ooh, I would take Paul Reed. I'm with George. I want his card to sell.
Has Paul Reed had a big game this year?
No, but he's been solid.
Until tonight.
Just saying, maybe Nick Nurse is the problem for B-Ball Paul.
Yeah, you may. Okay, now I can't ask you that question anymore because you're a Raptors fan. So
That was a question. I wasn't a statement.
yeah, it was leading the witness.
At the start of the year, he's like, I'm actually going to play Paul Reed with Embiid.
And then he didn't.
Haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, because Nick Nurse is too busy selling his merch. All right,
Great
Donovan
hat though. Great.
Donovan Mitchell has a cap of 43 and a projection of 44. Derek White or Drew Holiday or J Dub or Jared Allen. I actually feel like I think it's Jared Allen. Is Jared Allen in first place here?
Ooh, really?
So Jared Allen here has a cap of 29 and projection of 29. No, this is going to be wrong. Derek White has a cap of 28 and a projection of 36. Drew with a cap of 29. Wow, Drew Holiday is the winner here?
I don't think he is. Drew Holiday's coming off. He's had that ankle issue. So I think as soon as they're up by 35 in the second quarter, then I think it'll be a wrap for him. I'm not coping here as a Sixers fan waiting for this. But.
Yeah, but if B-Ball Paul's having his big game, it's gonna be cool.
It's true.
I'm loving the positive energy there. I'm taking him down from the marketplace. I'm playing him.
He's like George takes it down and then just adjusts the price, like brings the floor up a little bit. Zubac or Kessler? I don't think we ever looked up Zubac's numbers. We just talked about him. He's got a cap of 23 and a projection of 27.5. Walker Kessler, same cap, projections a little bit higher. This is what I would say, and if anybody wants to weigh in differently, go for it. I do like Kessler better than Zubac, but the Utah Jazz have been awful, just horrendous offensively. Like high score is like 16 points the last couple of games with no Lauri Markkanen, and Kessler's been coming off the bench. So I actually think
when are they going to stop that? Come on.
I know, but it's been like 2 or 3 games in a row. I think I would lean Zubac here with Kessler having the higher ceiling. I don't know. Is anybody rolling out Walker Kessler Ranger?
If I had him, I would play Kessler over Zubac, but I bought the Zubac because he was 10 times cheaper, and that's quite literally what it was. So yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Looks like Felix has the same projections George does.
Do we think this week is a potential Utah week? A Utah?
Oh, dude,
Utah 10 and 10 back to back, and that second game is against the Grizzlies. So who knows? But
I tell you what, Utah's going to do this game week. He's going to run 4 or 5 miles. He's going to get some good cardio in, get a good sweat in, maybe have a Nutri-Grain bar at halftime to just get some vitamins in him while he goes out there and runs again. I refuse to play Utah in anything else but underdogs until he hits 3 threes in a game.
But what about when he has 2 steals and 2 blocks this game week?
Wait, when he doesn't do that though.
But what about when he does?
It's even when
if I can find any bookmaker within the UK that allows me to bet on Yuta Watanabe to make 3 threes in this game, I'm doing it now, and I'm asking you on Twitter.
I'll split it.
Was it this game or the next game?
Either. I'll take the bet on both. Weekend. I'll put the bet on both.
Yuta is the only player in the league that does corner 3 offense and defense. Like he's not even in the mix on defense. He's just like, I'll go stand with the other guy that does the thing that I do. Like he's not around.
Imagine Yuta had that accent.
That would be wild. All right, I think we're gonna wrap up here. I'm gonna remind the people that you need to like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag no bam. We're up to 119 entrants with 137 of you here. We're gonna spin this thing here, and hold on. Jeb saying Utah will be good when Booker, KD, and Beal are all playing. Oh, when they're all playing. I got you.
That'll be a long time.
Yeah, in fucking 2028 in the YMCA. We're gonna give away a rare tier card here. All you have to do is like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag no bam. But before we give stuff away, very appreciative of both George and TST for taking some time out and doing this show with us. It's way more fun when there's other people here and they deal with my nonsense as I just talk quickly and over them most of the time. So I appreciate you guys being here. George, you got a spicy interview drop in any day now over at the Swingman Pod, which I will tag right now.
So that went up. That actually went up.
It's already up.
PM today. It's already up. It's already up, and you can go and watch. So it's a little thing that I'm going to do on the channel this year. I'll hopefully have you two on it at some stage, potentially in the future as well. It was basically Sorare John.
Won't happen in the past. I can tell you that.
No, yeah, you're damn straight there. It was community manager John for Sorare. Jumped on the channel, ran through our limited champion and contender teams. Whoever loses at the amalgamated score is going to be given a prize away. I think John's going to sort out a nice one in any case from Sorare themselves. And then also, I had the opportunity to ask him a couple of questions that people sent in to me about the state of Sorare NBA Season 2. And it wasn't very yes-man-y, but there are some things in there that you'd like to hear from him. So you can go and check it out on the channel. It's a long one, so just go and grab some popcorn, sit down and watch it.
It's already crushing. Some good views over there already.
I think it's like a 6 out of 10, but we'll take it in terms of where it is right
early.
now.
It's only a couple of out.
Yeah, there we go.
TST, I'm dropping your link into the chat right now too. What do you got going on? Also, TST dropping some sick ass graphics on Twitter today for some.
I love the cardio stars.
Right?
I love the cardio.
That's the only one I've gotten.
You'd better not be on there. I don't want to see that you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Be on Monday.
Only thing to plug is sorry. Trying to figure out my lineup here, and it's always a mess while doing this show. Only thing to plug is go check out George's video.
Wow, come on. What the fuck?
Actually, I'll tell you what. You know what is there to plug? Go check out TST's affiliate link, the Cyber Monday deals.
Go check out my videos. The Cyber Monday. Did you say the Cyber Monday?
Thank you for saving.
Oh, guys, this was a blast. I really do enjoy doing this show. I say this to both of you privately, I believe, but this is maybe my favorite thing that we do. I love this Live Before Lock show. The energy's nuts. It's chaotic. There's a lot of people that have questions. We can never get to everybody's questions, so if I didn't get to yours, I apologize, but I appreciate you guys being here. A couple of things that I'm going to plug real quick. We have 3 different channels, which is unnecessary. But if you're already here, you've subscribed to the Team Hold So Rare channel. We have an @Team Hold Live channel as well. And then we've also been messing around with the @Team Hold Sports channel. We've been dropping videos over there as well. But if you're here specifically just for So Rare, you can stay here. That's all you need to know. But do me a favor. What?
I've just seen someone's even teasing me on United in the football. Newcastle, Man United tomorrow. This is not no, that's not going to go well. It's do not bet on United. It's going to be 2-0 inside 10 minutes.
Dude,
we're going to squander under the pressure. Just don't.
George's still so shook after Wednesday. We're up to 284 Team Hold So Rare subs over here, so appreciate everyone being here. As always, if you win this giveaway, shoot me a DM. Either at Twitter, @Mike Zakarian, or tag me in a tweet or something, or in our Discord. You can find a link to that in the show notes. Just hit me up. We'll get this to you. It might take till tomorrow. Just know that. And then starting December 7th, I might have to figure out a new thing because sometimes I play those cards and I can't do that anymore. No player list or gift or whatever. We'll have to figure that out. But appreciate everyone being here. Best of luck. Let's see who's it going to be. Winner. Chicken dinner. This is going to. Come on. Feels longer this time. Alan, where are you at, Alan? Look at you out in the mountains with a girl, too. Unless Alan is the girl, then you're with a guy, and you both have nice sunglasses on. This is a nice photo, Alan. I like what we're doing. Here. Alan.
Photo probably is the reason that he won.
Probably. Yeah, actually, that's
StreamYard was like, oh, this is a real photo. Nice photo. Let's emphasize this.
Yeah, that's good feedback to everyone else with your shitty avatars. Update your avatars. You want to win something? Update your avatars. Trent, RIP. We love that. Please give your take on Keon Johnson. Philip, this is what I'll tell you. I don't know who Keon Johnson plays for right now. I don't. Is he still in the Blazers? I don't know who Keon. He was on the Clippers. I will look it up.
Keon's on the Nets.
I'll tell you, when you search Keon on the sheets, Ellis shows up. So
yeah,
that's our take.
Phil, there's no better way to end. Best of luck, everybody, this game week. Congrats to Alan and that hot ass photo. Go make sure you're checking out Swingman Pod, and then as TST plug, make sure you're checking out Swingman Pod. We'll see you guys back here for more Live Before Lock on Monday at 5:30 p.m. Otherwise, we'll see you for value hunting or for George and I doing a little So Rare Sharps. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. We are out.